USA.
Hey, fam.
Hey, what up, Angela Yee?
Happy Friday.
It's Friday. I'm sure Charlamagne will be here in a second. What's going on, Yee?
Nothing was running around. You know, yesterday was the deadline to file your taxes if you got an extension.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of forgot about it to the last second, and then I had to run out to the post office. It was closed. Fortunately, I saw a woman, postal worker, who was about to walk in and drop off her mail. So she took it in for me so they could postmark it. You know, they charge you like, I think, 5% interest from like the day that it's not on time.
Yes.
And I just wanted to get it out of the way.
Yeah, my account was on
I pay my taxes.
My account was on my ass all day yesterday. All day. There was, things when since I buy so many houses and I buy and flip cribs, there was so many things that he needed. And I'm not going to front. I was behind because of COVID. I just really wasn't thinking about it. Like, taxes was the last thing on my mind with everything that's going on in the world. I was not thinking about taxes. So when he needed the information, it was so much information, and I'm moving. I had to go through boxes. It just got to the point I was like, look, this is all I got. And hopefully he made it work. So he ain't call me back.
I'll finish it later.
Yeah, I'll finish it later.
Yeah, and what's going to happen is you just pay something, and then the amount that you still owe, you have to pay interest on. But
which is stupid. With everything going on right now, they should give you a little leniency.
They did already.
Yeah, they should give us more. COVID's still going on. I don't know if people know. Like, people are still getting sick. Like, people are not working. Like things are still crazy out there.
All I know is then I was watching the town halls last night, and then I was watching Joe Biden's town hall. But during the commercials, I flipped to Donald Trump, and the first thing I flipped to, he's talking about his taxes and how he cannot release them because he's undergoing an audit. And it's like, dude, yes, you can. That's the most ridiculous thing.
I mean, I wouldn't want to release my taxes either, but, it is what it is.
You're not the president.
I'm not the president. I'm definitely not the president. And you know what? And this is going to sound so crazy. I realized yesterday, and this is going to sound nasty, right? I actually don't like Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Like, I just don't. Like, I'm not excited about either one. I know Joe Biden, and I'm excited more about Kamala Harris definitely than Joe Biden. I'm really looking at both of them like they don't relate to me. They don't seem like they want to help my people. They don't seem like they want to help my causes. I just didn't. I'm sitting like
that's all well and good, but I look at the people that work with Joe Biden, like a Kamala Harris, and realize that it is important that you put people that are relatable to your audience and to the voters as well, which he has done. Donald Trump has not done that for me. Personally, I don't like who his vice president is, and I don't like anybody who actually works with him.
I definitely don't like the Donald Trump campaign and his people around him and what they stand for. But I ain't gonna lie, Joe Biden, I necessarily don't like either. You know what I mean? It's like,
I don't know, but listen to Donald Trump lie
the best of the two. Yeah, I get it, I understand, but I'm just gonna be honest. I just don't like. I know what I have to do. I know what I'm gonna do, but I just don't like it.
When I was watching these town halls yesterday and watching Donald Trump lie about coronavirus, and he can't remember whether or not he took a test during the last debate, and then talking about QAnon conspiracy theories and saying that he doesn't know who they are, he just knows they're against pedophilia, and seeing all of the things that he had to say and how combative he is whenever somebody questions him. I just had a very clear choice.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I don't have a clear choice. I just don't like either of them. Like when Joe Biden says, yeah, we should, what did he say? Think about shooting people in the leg. How about not shoot me at all? How about I don't want to get shot? I don't want to get shot in the leg. I don't want to get shot in the foot. I don't want to get shot in the ass. I don't want to get shot. Don't shoot me. How about that?
I don't want the president now that's saying law and order and is all for the police even after they kill people.
No, it's not either or, because it's not either or. I just don't like Trump, and I really don't like Joe Biden either. I mean, I know what I have to do and I have to vote, but I just don't feel for him. Huh?
Me too.
No, I'm just being honest. It's not either or. I'm not saying
I'm with you.
I'm not. I gotta vote. No, I just don't like either of them.
And ain't no need to lie and act like you have to like either. You just know that you got a civic duty, and one of them aligns with your interests more than the other. That's it.
And I think people get upset. Oh, you don't like this one, so no, I didn't say I was gonna do that. I just don't like either one of them. I know I gotta vote for one, and I know what my civil duty is, and I know who I have to vote for, but I don't want to get shot in the foot.
Man,
don't shoot him. Like, no, I don't want to get shot at all. Not my big toe, not my pinky toe, not my ass cheeks, not my back. I don't want to get shot.
Let's get into front page news where we can talk more about what actually happened.
All right, and we got some special guests joining us this morning, right?
Who we got this morning? I forgot.
I don't know. I'm about to look right now.
Yo, producers, somebody tell us who's today. I forgot for real. Who's supposed to be here this morning?
Right now.
I don't think we got nobody.
No, nobody checking in this morning.
Oh, I'm lying. You know what we have this morning? We have the Gangster Chronicles podcast. My man Steele, my man Mob James, and my man MC8. It's one of the podcasts that I launched on the Black Effect Podcast Network, the Gangster Chronicles podcast. And we have Tamika Mallory.
Yes, we can.
And the mother of Breonna Taylor.
Tamika Palmer.
And
her sister Bianca.
And Bianca, yeah. So we got a full show today. We got front page news next. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Let's jump right into it. What we talking about?
Well, let's talk about these town halls yesterday. Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. They were both on at the same time. It was supposed to be a debate, and Donald Trump decided he did not want to do that when he was told that it would have to be virtual. Instead, he went and did one on his own. Joe Biden was the first person to agree to doing a town hall, and then Donald Trump decided to do one to go up right against him. Now, here's what Joe Biden had to say about the crime bill that he wrote.
What I was against was giving states more money for prison systems that they could build, state prison systems. I also wrote into that bill a thing called drug courts. I don't believe anybody should be going to jail for drug use. They should be going into mandatory rehabilitation. We should decriminalize marijuana, wipe out the records. But in addition to that, we got to change the system.
In the meantime, an awful lot of people were jailed for minor drug crimes after the
Exactly right.
Was it a mistake to support it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, but still mad people in jail because of it. And why do we keep talking about decriminalizing marijuana? No, we should legalize marijuana, period. Don't decriminalize it, legalize it. That's the difference. But it's whatever. It's 19 days until the election.
All right.
Make up your mind already.
Now, Donald Trump was talking about his taxes because he still hasn't released his taxes. And here's what he said.
Here's the thing. You could clear this up tonight by just releasing your tax returns yourself. I mean, that's what I understand. I think people are just wondering if you're the only...
It turned out that I am under audit. They actually... Excuse me. No, but you...
The IRS says that doesn't stop you from releasing.
accused me of not being under audit. I'm treated very badly by the IRS.
To be clear, there is no law or rule that prohibits you from releasing your tax returns.
Except common sense and intelligence and having lawyers to say, because I would love to release them, and as soon as we come to a conclusion, I will release them.
I didn't even watch none of Trump's debate. I was watching Biden the whole time. I don't know why. I honestly didn't really care. I thought I was going to care more, but I didn't really care for either.
Right. Well, I saw a lot of what he had to say because I was watching what they were saying on television afterward, and a lot of people, I couldn't watch both, but then I saw them doing some recaps on what happened.
And that was stupid. Why would they do it at the same time? Like, why would they do it at the same time?
You know why. A lot of people have problems with NBC for actually agreeing to do that. This is the first time since they've been doing presidential debates that they did not debate each other, and something like this happened. They felt like NBC should have aired it later, maybe recorded it and put it on after, instead of making people have to choose which one they're going to watch.
I mean, it don't really matter though, right? Unless you're an undecided voter. I think I read something yesterday where it was like 6% of people are still undecided. If you're undecided, you might be flipping back and forth. But I mean, if you already know who you're voting for in 19 days, it don't really matter.
Yeah, but still you want to hear their policies.
It's more about the people than...
the same time is just stupid.
What people?
Who are watching.
This whole thing is
people who are voters.
Yeah, but my point is, I know who I'm voting for. You know who you're voting for. The only people that really matters to is the undecided voter. The undecided voter is the person that still might need to see what both of them are talking about.
Right, so it matters to them. So that's important. But that is your front page news.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. Phone lines are open. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Good morning, Angela. It's Snack Man, and I got a new joke for you.
Oh, boy.
All right, Snack Man, we ready?
Anybody else on the show, huh?
I don't care if you
Here we go. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you. He may not admit it, but I know how President Donald J. Trump contracted the coronavirus. Just ask me how, Angela.
How, Snack Man?
Yeah, yo. The first family got the coronavirus during a threesome. Thank you.
Y'all gonna keep taking this call? I'm just gonna ask. Y'all gonna
Well, if you keep lying,
I thought you were taking the calls.
If you keep lying to people and telling them that they're good at what they do, instead of telling them the truth,
trash.
Tell them get a job.
All right, let's go line 4. Hello, who's this?
Yo, it's Mello. What's the vibes, Birdie?
Mello, what up, bro?
Yo, man, I'm blessed, highly favored, because tomorrow is my birthday, man. I'm turning 26, and you know, with this year and with everything going on with black people in general, That is a major accomplishment. So, you know what I mean? I'm feeling great today. You feel me?
I'm proud of you,
glad,
sir.
bro.
You made it to another born day, man. Thank God, especially in this year where we've seen so much death around us. Age is a blessing. Birthdays are a blessing. Embrace it, King.
For a fact, Charlamagne. Yo, Yee, how you doing today?
I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
I'm feeling great. Actually, can we drop one of those bars for Yee? Because I was on your live and you had official vote for me on. That was so informative, and it's nice to see young people, young black people getting so involved politically and, you know, so conscious about what's going on. We got to drop one of those bars for you. You're amazing, Yee. Keep doing what you're doing.
And you better call
Thank you.
iPhone too, bro.
What's going on with iPhone? What's up with that?
iPhone got a checking and spending money like crazy. He bought a new car. He bought Rolexes. He bought Gucci, Louis Vuitton. Man, you better call your guy,
The
bro.
moral of the story is you'll be visiting him in jail next year. The moral of the story.
Shell, you got to chill with that. Nah, actually, he's about to buy a crib. He lit right now. That's all legit.
With all that SBA,
Wow.
PPP fraud money, huh?
You said it's all legit?
Nah, because if he was doing it, I'd be on it too, and I'd be going to jail too, and I'm not on that, Tommy.
Maybe
How do you get all that
maybe he
money?
just ain't put you on.
Nah, it's not even about that. He wouldn't put me on. I know that. Like, you feel me?
So where you get all that money from then?
He got a check.
Man, I keep my eyes on my own paper, you feel me?
That's
Keep your eyes
exactly
on
what
your
you
own
gonna tell
paper.
the
Don't worry about
police.
where he got his bread from.
That's what you gonna tell the police when they pick you up for being his friend because they got questions.
I guess so, because he ain't getting caught.
He don't know nothing.
He ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing. I know everything. He ain't doing nothing illegal.
That's a
Let
good
me
friend
tell you
right there.
something. Let me tell you something. If a Negro can't tell you how he making his money, he doing it illegally. Okay.
Get it off your chest.
It's not his money.
585-1051. Let's go to another line. Hello, who's this?
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Q Butter. I want to see if I can get some bars off of your platform.
Nah,
You wanna rap?
we good. How are you though?
Let's hear it. Let's go.
Yo, I hate it waiting. You could call me your impatient, but rush me and get rushed to the doctors like a patient. Your cadaver need a physical replacement because your body parts are found in the wrong placement. I got bars like Tiggy in the basement. My rhyme book can handle like it's museum ancient. God damn, that's why you're in the first class. I had the privilege to get off the first class. My was nervous, use her mouth as a barf bag. She had soft lips and jaws like a
Use her
shark
mouth as a
had.
barf
Showed
bag?
out
What?
and said, hey, game, we
It's
go
Freaky
back.
Freaky Friday.
I mean, you're not whack, but you're not like, you know, I'm gonna encourage you to like keep going rapping.
Just stop right there.
I mean, yeah, go get a job.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Hello, hi. This is Anthony.
Hey, Anthony, get it off your chest.
Hi, I just want to say good morning, DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God, and Angela Yee.
Peace, King.
So my dad, he's an older cat. He's actually from Pennsylvania. And we're down here in Utah, and he had been having some troubles. You know, went to the nursing home about a month back, and I went and saw him last Wednesday. And you know, with the whole COVID thing and everything, we really can't go in there and visit or anything. We have to visit outside the window. And there was someone a couple weeks back that called and just said, hold your dad tight when you get the chance and everything like that. And just when this current Wednesday, they admitted him into the hospital and he's just not doing too great. And
I'm sorry
it was
to
like
hear
my
that.
first time actually being able to be in the room and actually see him and everything like that. And, I got that chance to hold him tight, but I don't want that to be the last time. So really, I'm just asking for prayers, and I just want to say I appreciate you guys because while at work, I listen to you guys on podcast apps because usually I'm not up at this time to, catch you guys. So I just want to say thank you to you guys for keeping my spirits up, and, you're always pushing out prayers and good vibes. So I just wanted to see if you guys push that out for me.
Love,
All right.
King.
Thank you,
We're
brother.
definitely gonna do that for you, brother. Positive energy, love, and light to you and yours.
Hello, who's this?
Hello.
Hey, get it off your chest.
Hey, all right, Angela Yee. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Charlamagne?
Peace, King.
Good morning.
What up,
DJ
bro?
Envy.
What's up,
My
son?
biggest problem was I couldn't wait to wake up this morning and hear what Charlamagne had to say about that black lady sit behind President Trump.
Nodding her head the whole time, giving him the thumbs up.
I saw her for a second, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Why the hell were we focusing on that? Who gives a damn?
Man,
He did a whole article about who she is.
But why? Who cares?
Because it's just a trip how he places people there of color to say yes to him.
Well, it's
So
politics,
everything
man.
he's doing just to get other black people or other people of color to be like, well, maybe he's saying something that I agree with.
Well, I mean, they
I
all
think it's
do
also
that,
because
right?
she was nodding her head super hard.
Yeah, but they all do that, right? I mean, come on. The Biden campaign put out a battle rap ad this week. to get black people to listen to him. It's politics, like stuff like that. I don't be tripping off, man. I was like, whatever.
Well, thank you, man. Hello, who's this?
Yo, listen, this is Anonymous from Florida. I just want to talk about the Joe Biden campaign, the Democratic Party. For one, I don't like that ever since Kamala Harris has been announced as Joe Biden running mate, that it's almost like she just went mute. You know what I mean? Like, we heard more from her before she was announced as the running mate.
I agree.
Than we actually do as we hear from her as the running mate.
I agree.
And Joe Biden, I feel like Joe Biden is, I'm not like a political science major, but I don't trust him. You know what I mean? I don't think he has like a solid agenda for black people. I only think he mentions black people because he know the pressure is on. And I think once we take the pressure off, like Charlamagne said, we take the pressure off, he gonna forget about us.
And that's why we got to keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure on up until the day of the election. If he gets in the White House, we definitely got to keep the pressure on after that. That's how democracy works, by the way.
Right. And I think everybody that's saying, oh, Charlamagne, you need to get off Joe Biden, I don't agree with that. It's clear this man really don't have an agenda for black people, for pushing, for putting black people in a better position. Because every time he does come up with an agenda, it's because black people put pressure on him. And it's like, we shouldn't apply pressure for you to have an agenda to do what's right. If you're a Democrat and you say you're for the people, then, you know, start having a plan for the people. Don't only come up with a plan after the people make noise. Like, you know what I mean? It just don't come off as genuine. It don't come off as if he really wants to do this. So,
we should never stop making noise, though. And that's
politicians should respond to people making noise. That's what they're supposed to do also.
You know, and I want Sean King posted a great post yesterday, man. He said, I'm voting against Trump. He's a monster, period. But Democrats simply should not be surprised when they choose the modern architect of mass incarceration as their nominee, and some black folk feel cornered and troubled by it. And that's real. Like, and there's nothing wrong with expressing, you know, the things that you don't like about a candidate. You can express what you don't like about a person and still vote for them and keep pressure on them to do better.
Right. And I do want Trump out of office. I'm not saying I'm voting for Trump. I'm not. Nah, I want that.
That's what it sounded like.
That is not what it sounded like. We got to stop doing that. That is not what it sounded like. We have to stop doing that. That is absolutely not what it sounded like.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm voting.
I think no matter who you want to vote for, you should be putting pressure on them for what it is that you are concerned and interested in.
Absolutely.
No matter who you want to vote for.
And because I put pressure on the person don't mean I'm anti that person and for the other person. I'm voting for Senator Kamala Harris. I'm voting for Cedric Richmond. I'm voting for the cabinet that Joe Biden's putting together. I'm voting to get more Democrats in the Senate. Like, that's what I'm voting for.
I don't like Trump or Joe Biden.
I don't.
How about I don't like?
I don't like Trump or Biden.
That doesn't mean I want Trump.
It's just interesting to me because Republicans don't do this. Like, Republicans are just going hard to vote for Trump no matter what, and whatever they do, you know, that's how I look at it.
You don't have to be what other
I know
people
you're
are.
not.
I just don't like either of them. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't like them. Like, I don't like what they stand for. I don't like how they sound. I don't like I don't like them. Like, I don't like what they say. I don't like what they stand on. That doesn't mean I'm gonna vote for Trump. I just don't like them.
People should have been more involved in nominating who was going to be our candidate.
We tried. I've been having this conversation. This ain't new. You know that. You on the show with us every day.
Can I say one more thing before I get off?
Yes, sir.
Interrupt y'all, but I just feel like after this election, or, you know, whatever happens November 3rd, I just feel like the country itself just needs to kind of, you know, wake up and get active in politics, because I'm high key sick of this whole presidential all this stuff. The U.S.
You fed up, bro. You just fed up. You fed up. I understand.
Yeah, it don't. Like, these guys don't look like us. You know what I mean? Like, the Senate, the government period don't look like the U.S. And I think after this election, I want the U.S. to wake up. I want young people to get active in politics. And in the next election, let's start getting America to look like America. You know what I mean? It's not just old white men in this country.
Very true.
I'm sick of this country being ran by old white men. Because it's not working for everybody. It's only working for
100%.
a certain group of people.
Well, thank you, brother.
Absolutely, King.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up at any time. Now we got rooms on the way.
Yes, and let's talk about Ice Cube since we're discussing politics. Yesterday, he did some interviews talking about his involvement in Donald Trump's platinum plan, or lack of involvement. We'll tell you what he had to say.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey. Shout out to all the HBCUs out there. I know this is homecoming season. Last week would have been Hampton University's homecoming. This week would have been Howard University's homecoming. I miss the homecomings. I miss going to the colleges. I miss seeing all my people. I miss the parties. I miss the atmosphere. I miss all of it. All right, nobody agrees.
All right.
All right, well, let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Ice Cube.
It's time. She's spilling the tea. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, after Donald Trump's advisor, Katrina Pearson, tweeted out that Ice Cube was helping develop their platinum plan.
A lie.
Ice Cube now has had to respond to all of the criticism he's gotten because people think that he is endorsing Donald Trump. They think he sat down and worked with him on this plan. Well, here is Ice Cube talking to Roland Martin about what really happened.
Did you believe that you were used politically for their purposes as opposed to really what happened?
I knew whoever I engaged with would use that politically. I don't care about that part. The part I care about is getting something done. Look, my plan is called the Contract with Black America. So anybody who's going to implement those plans into their plan, then I'm going to take a look at it. But at the end of the day, for us not to engage with both sides of the aisle to fix this, that to me ain't going to help us in the end.
Cube is correct. Whether you talk to a Democrat or a Republican, they're going to use it to their advantage. It happens all the time. Every so-called, private call we've had with Senator Kamala Harris ends up getting leaked to the news. There was an article in Politico about a call that supposedly happened with me, Jay-Z, and Ben Crump. That never happened. So he's right. Both parties will use conversations and meetings to their political advantage. And I, once again, personally don't think Cube did anything wrong. Even though I believe Donald Trump is a fascist, and I don't think you should negotiate with fascists, but if that regime saw something in Cube's contract to Black America and they changed their black plan because of it, how is that Cube's fault?
Well, now Roland Martin did press him about the platinum plan and talk to him about what Donald Trump actually has in his plan. Here's what he said.
You got, if I'm looking at it, agreeing to direct VC money to black investment companies up to $40 billion.
See, a lot of people have been talking about this $500 billion. That's not going to black people. In fact, that's just actually the infrastructure funding program.
Right. There's a lot of things that you have to really look at in that plan to understand what it means. But, that's why you need experts to really break things down for you, though, because I know Roland Martin probably went through that with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah, but
All right, now
what Cube said is true, though. He said they're proposing $500 billion of capital investment in the black community. But that don't mean that they're going to do it. But he didn't say anything wrong with what he said. That's what they're proposing. They're proposing $500 billion of capital investment in the black community.
All right. Now, Nicki Minaj has shared that she had a boy. So congratulations to her. She posted, "It meant the world to me. I am so grateful and in love with my son, madly in love, my favorite little boy in the whole wide world." And she posted a lot of people sent her some well wishes. In the meantime, though, she's on some new music. And this is actually my favorite song anyway already for the past few months. So she has now gotten on Sada Baby's remix to Whole Lot of Choppers.
Little nigga wanna try it. I told him Black Lives Matter, I'm a riot. Better have the
Ooh, drop on the cool bars from Nicki Minaj. That's and Sada Baby.
I'm happy for Nicki, man. I'm glad Nicki,
there it is.
I'm glad Nicki got that little baby. I'm happy she's back rapping, getting on records. I love Nicki, man. Shout out to Nicki, man.
That song just made me
And
want
I'm happy for Sada Baby, too, because
Yeah,
that
shout out
song
to
was
Sada Baby,
already
too.
a viral hit, but that just is now next level for him. So.
Yeah, but you're going to see me riding back home today listening to Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Tag team, back again. Check out the top record. Let's begin.
Old man.
Hey.
All right, well, that is your rumor report.
Come on now. Don't act like that sample don't bring back good memories now.
What you think I'm going to play in the mix? Why you think I shouted out the homecomings? Why you think I shouted out the homecomings? That's what we going in today's mix. I'm going to make it feel like homecoming today.
That's when you could twerk and nobody would call you gay for it. Ooh.
Don't twerk and look back at me. Don't look. See? That's why people say what they say.
What? Oh, damn, I can't do it no more. I used to take it all the way down to the flight, scrub the ground. Remember that one? Scrub the ground.
No.
Scrub. Don't act like you don't remember Scrub the Ground. Come on now. I always want to front like you young. That's why your beard looks stupid. Because you want to front like you young.
I look stupid. You look stupid. You twerking on the floor, trying to drag your ass on the floor. Don't look stupid.
Not like your beard?
No, yes it does.
No.
Yes.
Your bed
I
look
have a
like the
question.
floor.
Yes.
As the young person, were guys supposed to scrub the ground?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, only Charlemagne did.
That is not true.
I didn't
You
know
ain't
there
never
was no
been
guy
before.
twerking.
Whoa.
You
That's
ever
a
seen a
damn
guy?
lie.
I can't even do
You
it.
ain't never
Let me see,
seen.
let me
Well,
see.
you crazy. The
Let me
69
see.
boys and all them
Let me
used to
see you
go
do it right fast.
Florida,
Let
the
me see
city
you do
boys, people in Florida, men in Florida used to dance their ass off. You out your damn
They
mind.
can dance, but nobody twerk.
You crazy.
They scrubbed the ground.
Nobody scrub the ground. Let me see you scrub the ground. How do you scrub the ground? Go ahead.
Yo,
Play the record again.
Florida,
Play the record again. Play the
listen,
record
you
again.
ain't never seen Duval and them biking
I wanna
shorts going
see
crazy?
Yo, we gotta go.
No, I want to see this right there. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Scrub the ground. See? You know what? Front page news is next. Don't go anywhere. This guy's scrubbing the ground.
Don't get jealous.
If you don't know what scrubbing
I
the
got
ground
Megan Thee
is,
Stallion knees, nigga.
You know when your
Don't
dog,
get jealous because I got Megan Thee
you know when
Stallion
your dog
knees.
has an itch on his butt and he drags his butt on the floor. That's what he just did.
That's right. Give me my props. Mad at me because I'm flexible and my knees are still strong and sturdy.
This guy's crazy. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You've been to all of these black homecomings. You're 44 years old and gonna act like you ain't never did the Tootsie Roll.
First of all, sir,
The butterfly. That's
we
old.
didn't
Let me
dance like
see
that
that
in New York.
Tootsie Roll.
We diddy bop.
Boy, shut up.
We
I'll pull up a
two-step.
video of Safari twerking his ass right now in Brooklyn. You better shut up. You better shut
Let
up.
me rephrase that. In Queens, we don't dance like that. I don't know what happens in Brooklyn. You'd have to refer to Yee, but we didn't do that. No.
All I know is if you've been to a black homecoming, you should know how to do the butterfly.
You ever seen Mobb
You should
Deep
know how to do the
You ever
Tootsie
seen
Roll.
Mobb Deep Tootsie Roll? You ever seen 50 Cent?
Ain't my
LL
fault
Cool
they don't
J?
know how to have fun. Y'all also
We
the
still
same
have fun.
Y'all also the same people who used to come to the club with razors in your mouth. How stupid was that?
You used to have Queensbridge in the back of your hair as a haircut.
Nope. It said Queen, bitch.
Let's get into front page news. I hate this guy. Where we starting, Yee?
Well, of course, we're going to talk about these town halls from last night. Now, Donald Trump claims that he doesn't know that much about QAnon except for this.
Let me ask you about QAnon. It is this theory that Democrats are a satanic pedophile ring and that you are the savior.
I know nothing about QAnon.
Just this week, you retweeted to your 87 million followers a conspiracy theory that Joe Biden orchestrated to have SEAL Team 6, the Navy SEAL Team 6, killed to cover up the fake death of bin Laden. Now, why would you send a lie like that to your followers? You retweeted
That was
it.
a retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I
You're
don't
the
take a
president. You're
position.
not like someone's crazy uncle who can just
Yes, he
retweet
is.
whatever.
That was a retweet, and I do a lot of retweets.
He's crazy,
Oh,
man.
my God. Oh,
She's
my
lying.
gosh.
She's lying when she says that you're not like somebody's crazy uncle. Yes, he is. Like, that's exactly what he's like.
Now, Donald Trump was pressed about coronavirus because obviously the handling of coronavirus by this administration has been a disaster. Here's what he said.
You don't see that audio, Yee.
Well, about the mask, wearing masks,
They're looking for it.
and getting tested for
Yeah.
coronavirus.
When did you last remember having a negative test?
Well, I test quite a bit, and I can tell you that before the debate, which I thought was a very good debate, and I felt fantastically. I had no problem before.
Did you test
It
the
was
day of the
afterwards.
debate?
I don't know. I don't even remember. I test all the time, but I can tell you this: after the debate, like I guess a day or so, I tested
Abby, you on here?
positive. That's when I first found out
Well,
about
back
it.
to the debate, because the debate commission's rules, it was the honor system,
Yeah.
would be that you would come with a negative test. You say you don't know if you got a test on the day of the
I
debate?
had no problem. Again, the doctors do it. I don't ask them. I test all the time, and
Just to button it up, do you take a test every single day?
no, but I take a lot of tests.
Okay, and you don't know if you took a test the day of the debate?
Possibly I did. Possibly I didn't.
There's a lot going
It's
on.
ridiculous. He also said that 85% of people who wear masks get coronavirus, which is definitely an untrue number.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Nobody knows where he got that from. All right, now,
It's
Joe
amazing that y'all
Biden...
are still shocked by anything that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. He's a liar.
Now, Joe Biden in his town hall was asked what he has to say to young black voters, and listen to this.
Has to be transparency available. We have to be able to go in at the federal level and check out whether or not there's systematic problems within police departments. If in fact a cop needs to be tried, it's not the prosecutor in the community. You can ban chokeholds, but beyond that, you have to teach people how to de-escalate circumstances. So instead of anybody coming at you, the first thing you do is shoot to kill, you shoot them in the leg. There's ways you have to do more background checks in terms of whether or not the person coming in passes certain psychological tests.
Shoot him in the leg.
No, Joe.
I don't want to get shot.
That was definitely the wrong clip, but that was about police reform.
No, Joe. We don't want police shooting us at all. Okay.
How difficult it is to shoot somebody in the leg. The reason they shoot for the big body of your chest is because it's the biggest part of the body.
We don't want police shooting at us. Though. And by the way, Joe has said that a couple times, and I can't believe that his campaign has not told him to change that rhetoric. And I can't even say it's tone deaf. As my girl Tezlyn Figaro said last night, it's not tone deaf. That's his tone. That's been his tone for years. That's what he believes.
All right. Well, that is your front page news.
All right. Now,
so you telling me that you're doing like a Miami bass mix?
I'm doing a homecoming mix. Calm down. Okay. Why are you getting so excited? Yo, this guy's getting so...
I missed that era. That was a good era, man. Look at the girls. Look at them girls with the Daisy Dukes on. I want you to look at them girls with the Daisy Dukes on. I want to rock Uncle Luke. I want to rock. Doodle Brown. Sky. Come on, man.
That's just my baby dad.
Era, man.
All right.
God damn. Drop one of Clues bomb for Florida. That's the only reason we don't build the wall around you.
All right. Now, when we come back, we have the sister Tamika Mallory joining us, and we also have Breonna Taylor's mom and sister Bianca and Tamika Palmer. So we'll talk to them when we come back. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. We are the Breakfast Club. We have some special guests on the line this morning. First and foremost, we have our sister on the line.
Our leader,
Miss Tamika Mallory. Good morning, Tamika.
Good morning, family. It's good to see y'all. I ain't been up here in a long time on the Breakfast Club.
Absolutely. We need to get you back up here. I mean, if you're home in New York, you can come up here now because we are here, you know.
Y'all are in, no. Well,
she said,
I had COVID, so I can't get it, and I can't give it to anybody.
When'd you have COVID?
In Kentucky, messing around with Tamika and Bianca and Breonna's family.
We also have Tamika and Bianca, which is the family of Breonna Taylor, on the line too. So they gave you COVID. That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah, but they never had it. It was weird.
I saw my son on a flight, and I was like, "Where's Tamika?" And he was like, "She wasn't feeling well, so she's a little under the weather." So that must have been when that happened.
That's exactly when it happened. Everybody left me and went back to New York, and I had to stay because I wanted to quarantine where I was instead of traveling with it. And yeah, I had COVID, but a number of the people that we worked with got it, and we did so many different things in Kentucky without getting it at all. But another young lady said that somebody reached out to her to say, hey, at your food giveaway, which was our food giveaway, Until Freedom, she said, I gave you a hug, and I just want you to know I tested positive for COVID the same day.
Wow.
So you need to get yourself checked. And sure enough, she had it, and then it spread through like wildfire.
Wow.
We had one person.
How bad did it affect you? How bad did it affect your body?
I was very, very tired. So no matter what was going on, it was hard for me to get up and kind of get myself together. But the thing I had was a cough from hell. It was a terrible cough. It's still every now and then I had the cough. But we were able to get back into everything, in about a week or whatever, maybe almost 2 weeks. But everybody around us caught it just like that. It moves fast, and people don't need to play with it, because one thing that I noticed is that when I was like walking around or going up and down the stairs, the panting that I felt, and if I had like asthma on top of it or any type of respiratory issue, I wouldn't have been able to breathe.
Wow. Now, what did you do? Did you take anything? Is there anything that you take, or did you just quarantine?
Man, let me tell you something.
Did you take what Trump took?
Between that, I'm like Kamala Harris. Never will I take anything that Trump takes. He lies and says anyway. But Trader Truth sent, when I say sea moss, this, that, sour side, we had Dr. Sabi stuff. We was taking so much stuff. I was feeling sick from taking all of the different things to try to get well. But it works. It does work to build your immune system up so that you can fight it. You have to fight COVID. It's really like you got to get in the ring with it. You can't just lay down and let it take over your body, because the more that you sit still and sort of wallow in it, it just gets worse and worse and worse. So not saying to go around people, but you can't. I know they say stay in the house and quarantine, but the more that you can at least just walk up and down your own block, keep your mask on, but you can't. You just gotta. Linda used to be in the house like,
That's what Trump said. That's what Trump said. You was dancing just like Trump, Tamika.
That's true. That's true.
Now, we have also Tamika and Bianca on the line, family members to Breonna Taylor. Good morning.
Yes. So how are y'all feeling with everything that's been happening? I know it's been a lot.
It is extremely a lot, but we here, we still standing, we still fighting.
Mm-hmm. So what can be done? We saw the interview with Kenneth Walker, and I know, and I was telling them I was crying when I was watching that interview.
Absolutely.
I couldn't even imagine how you must have felt watching that.
Yeah, somebody ended up sending me a clip because I didn't get to watch it when it came on, and I was like, "Oh my God, why did somebody send this to me?" But yeah, it was hard to watch.
How does it feel? Because so many people have so many different opinions, and sometimes you just want to be like, "Yo, shut the F up!" Like there's somebody grieving, his family's hurting, his family's dealing with it. What do you say to that, and how do you deal with it?
She say shut the F up.
I'm good at, like, you want to get in the ring? Because I'm with it. But I know who Breonna was, so I try to just remember that and not have to fight with people's ignorance.
Let me ask y'all a question. How does the publicity of this situation affect the way y'all family grieves?
It's terrible because to me, I personally don't feel like I've ever grieved. Like, I still feel like I'm still going through this and still trying to get everything figured out. So, and you got all these people in your face, like, I know that this is hard and I don't want to have to ask you, but...
And then ask you anyway.
It's like,
Now, can you update us on what's going on with the Attorney General, Daniel Cameron, and this grand jury that wants to be able to speak out and talk about what really happened with the details of the case that were presented to them?
Yes. So there's a number of them wanting to talk about what didn't happen in that grand jury. And Cameron is going through hell and high water trying to silence them all. So we're just kind of still waiting to see if they're going to be allowed to speak and what happens from there. Because once everything comes out, I would like to see that we get a new prosecutor, that, something else has to happen because it just can't end there.
As Black people, we're known, I don't want to say we're known, but we forgive easily a lot. I'm not that way, but how are you guys? You guys forgive the officers?
Don't do it, Tamika and Bianca. Don't you do it.
Look at their faces, Lord.
Black people, we are some very forgiving people, but right now, I think we went from trying to get justice to like revenge at this point. Like, we angry. We're lied to. Like, this is crazy. Like, there's some stuff you can't forgive. Like, I can forgive you for stepping on my shoe. I cannot forgive you for murdering my child.
That's right.
There's you can't say sorry. You can't, ain't no amount of money. No.
And let me just make sure, because the clip will be that Bianca said she wants revenge and they're going to kill cops. So that does not mean, or let me let you say in your own words, Bianca. Say revenge and how you feel. What does that mean?
Well, but when I mean revenge, I mean that I'm coming for these officers who murdered our baby. I want Joshua Jane. I want Mary Shaw. I want, Brent Hankerson. I want these people who was involved in her murder to be accountable. And that's what I meant for revenge. And not only, therefore, after this reform needs to happen. It's a lot of stuff about this case that a lot of people is not aware of. And it is ugly from the beginning to the current. And I'm going to say, I don't think it's that they're not aware. People choose to believe what they want to believe. Mm-hmm. And you can put it in black and white in front of their face, tattoo it on their forehead, and they'll still, go with what they want to go with. So
because it helps them justify their bullshit, though. That's all right.
Absolutely. And Bianca, I want to say that's not revenge. That's justice that you're asking for.
Absolutely.
I'm not out here. I mean, even though I would like to go burn down stuff and, act out, I know it's a bigger purpose than that. You know what I mean? And I already said it from day one. I'm going to represent her in the best way I know how because she deserves that. You know what I mean? So.
And Bianca, even if you want revenge, Tamika, don't get me wrong, Tamika's absolutely right. But even if you want revenge, you're allowed to feel that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a real emotion.
Right, yeah.
All right, we got more with Tamika Mallory and the mother and sister of Breonna Taylor, Bianca and Tamika. When we come back to Don't Move, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Tamika Mallory. Also, the mother and sister of Breonna Taylor, Tamika and Bianca Palmer. Yeah.
How hard is it, right? Because there's a lot of people that are supportive of you, but at the same time, there's people that do have negative things to say. So how do you let the good outweigh the bad? Like, how does that play out for y'all on a daily basis?
I try to remember that the people trying to judge me don't know me. The people trying to judge Breonna don't know her. So I can say a lot about people that I don't know, but it don't make it right or true. So I think about it in that aspect. But like you said, it's so many people that do support what's happening and that's willing to stand up, that's willing to put their lives on the line, that's willing to scream, cry, shout, fight, so that's the thing I got to use for strength. If these people that don't know us are willing to do this, how can we not?
Right. Have y'all allowed yourself to feel any joy?
It's hard. Like even like coming in, catching the plane here last night, it's our first time here in New York and it's a beautiful city, but it's guilt. Like, it's like, that's me. For me, it's hard for me to enjoy anything because the moment I feel any type of joy, then I feel guilty. I know I didn't do anything wrong, but it's the fact that how can I enjoy anything and she's not here?
Right. Man. What message do you think was sent to black people when Brett Hankinson was charged for the bullets that hit the wall and not for killing Breonna?
They still don't see us as human people. We're not valued. And it was just the ultimate disrespect to me.
What do you hope to see happen now moving forward? I know that we want policy changes. You said if some of those things they're implementing now would have been implemented previously, then Breonna would still be here today. So I think, what else do you want to see happen?
Can I jump in on that real quick? Speak. I don't want to speak over you, but when Bianca was saying that there are so many things about this whole case that people don't necessarily know. So now when you ask the question, Angela, what do you want? And I know that Tamika will say that they want to see a new grand jury impaneled so that another prosecutor can present charges specifically on behalf of Breonna Taylor. Well, one of the things that people don't know about how elections have consequences when you elect certain people into office is that Daniel Cameron is on the committee that has to make the decision about impaneling a new grand jury. So elections do have consequences because if you don't vote or if you do vote and you put certain people in place, they have that type of power that he can actually make a decision on whether or not this family gets justice from the rooter to the tutor. He's involved in all aspects, and we can tell, we already know that he doesn't have this family's best interests at heart.
Right. It's going to make him look bad if this happens, too, because you'll see everything that he did not present and how he covered everything up.
Exactly. So why would you want that? He started out saying on the days after the announcement was made that he didn't care. Like, people can speak if the jurors want to speak, put the facts out there, open up the records, let everyone know what's going on. Next thing you know, he needed to delay the process to give the transcripts to the court. He wanted a week. For what? I don't know, because they were able to get it done by that Friday. It was supposed to be Wednesday. The judge gave him until Friday, and he was able to get it done by then. So why would he want to wait a week, which we know was probably to redact information and to make sure that his bases were covered. Then he said again, he didn't mind if the grand jurors spoke about what took place, but yet he has filed 2 motions at this point to try to maintain the gag order. And even his second motion said that if the judge did grant the jurors the ability to speak, that he wanted the order to be stayed until after an appeal. So they want to go to another court and try to fight to overturn whatever the first judge says so that he can block it. Why would you go to all of those extents if you believe that you did a good job and that that the work that you did was professional and you presented all of the facts?
Didn't y'all meet with the AG? Didn't y'all meet with him?
Yeah. He set up in
how was that conversation? You just blew smoke up y'all ass the whole time, basically?
Basically. Absolutely. He sat there, and I think he even tried to muscle up a tear, and I think we got up and we're not going to sit here and look at this. Yeah.
Wow.
What are some of the things when you said that there's things that, isn't out there, some information, what are some things that we should know that haven't been presented?
I don't necessarily think that nothing's not out there. I just think, of course, they've tried to turn everything that's been out there, and clearly it's not working in their favor. A lot of this stuff that they're trying to release or do, it comes, you're just now trying to investigate Kenny. You're just now trying to investigate Breonna. Those are the things that should have been done prior to you ever even going to that house. So it's just one.
You can curse. Yeah, you can express yourself however you want to.
one show after another. So.
And how is Kenneth doing? I know he's really close to the family still. So how is he holding up?
He's here with us actually, but you know,
Tell Kenneth you can't carry in New York now.
Oh yeah, you definitely can't carry New York. 3 years immediately.
You're going to jail, brother. You're going to jail.
When they were at the airport yesterday, we're in Wisconsin until freedom. My son and Linda and all of us, we're here with another family, several families. We can't even talk about it today. We went to a dinner last night, and there were at least 10 families at the dinner whose children had been killed at the hands of police, and the reason why we're here is specifically about one officer, Officer Mensah, who has killed 3 people. 3 Black people have been killed by one officer. Rock Nation and Team Rock, they've been working on this. And while one of the... Absolutely. A black man. A black officer. What? And while we were out, now I lost my point, but while we were out yesterday, while a protest was happening where one mother, Tracy Cole, was out protesting with her family about her son being killed, Alvin Cole, she was arrested. She was abused. Her arm is in a sling. Her sister and other family members were out there, and they were locked up at a peaceful or nonviolent, as we like to say, protest in Minnesota. So it's a lot of crazy things happening here. But I knew that Tamika and her family were at the airport getting ready to come to New York for this week's activities. And I was thinking to myself, when I was in Kentucky, I saw so many people with guns. Like literally, everybody got a gun in Kentucky. Walking around clips and shotguns and AR-15s. It's more guns in Kentucky than I've ever seen in my life, up close and personal. And I was thinking to myself, Lord have mercy, please don't call me and tell me folks and went to the airport with the gun accidentally. Like, I can't take it.
She had to say to at least 3 people, where are you going with that? Yeah. You know you can't. Like, where are you going with that? It's like, throw out your bag. This ain't Kentucky no more. Y'all got to leave that here, so.
All right, well, don't move. We got more with Tamika Mallory and also the mother and sister of Breonna Taylor, Bianca and Tamika Palmer. It's the Breakfast Club. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Tamika Mallory. Also, the mother and sister of Breonna Taylor, Tamika and Bianca Palmer. Charlamagne?
You think y'all would move out of Kentucky?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I feel like Breonna has built a legacy there, so I refuse to leave. I'm going to make sure they continue to see her face. They continue to hear her name, so absolutely not.
I mean, Breonna's a martyr now. Did that bother you to hear?
It does, but only thing I can think about is when this year started, Breonna said, "This is my year."
Damn, yo.
Yeah.
But what else can we do to help more? Like, what else can we do? And people out there listening that hears your story, that just wants to do more and don't know what to do, that might not be able to make it out to the protest, but say, hey, how can we help? What do you tell people to do?
First of all, first and foremost, vote. People need to get out and vote. But there's a number of things. There's, you can call the Attorney General's office, the mayor's office, what is the other one's name? The governor. Like, there's a list of people, and I think that it's on Until Freedom's page of people that they can call and write into. And there's just like a lot of stuff going on social media, different links that you can sign or petitions you can sign, like for a number of things. But and one thing is, like, we're here this week. We're doing a rally. We'll be here Saturday doing a rally, so that'll be awesome. And just don't get around and do nothing. Get involved and actually support. You can get support Until Freedom. There's a number of links on there where people can donate, because if you can't stand out here, money works too, and Until Freedom does a lot of work, and it's not cheap work. So donate, please donate.
Yeah, so on Saturday, people in New York City and the tri-state area can come to the rally that we're holding. What is so special about this particular rally is that we have linked the family of Eleanor Bumpers, which is a woman who in 1984 was killed by NYPD in her home. She was an elderly woman who suffered from some mental health challenges. Everybody knew it. Of course, the housing authority, they knew it. And the police went there and they busted into her home and they killed her. And it was important for us, especially Until Freedom, being from New York, it's our city. We know the story of Eleanor Bumpurs, that when we bring Breonna Taylor's family and when we continue to show the atrocity that took place in Breonna Taylor's case, or in her life, because Breonna Taylor doesn't have a case. She didn't do anything. She's never had a case. But in the Breonna Taylor matter, it was important for us to show people that it's not a standalone issue. Instead, it's a long list of Black women whose lives have been taken at the hands of police. And Eleanor Bumpurs is one of the first cases that people in New York City and around the country heard about, and her family will be there with us on Saturday as well. So we've been saying from Eleanor Bumpurs to Breonna Taylor, we have to get out the vote. It does matter. If you are on the streets protesting, you have got to take your protest to the polls, march right on into the polls, and we're telling people to vote early. New York City, the polls open on October 24th. We want people to vote. And some people say, well, what do these things have to do with one another? Again, elections matter, and the consequences of who gets elected will give you someone like Daniel Cameron, who stood and took an endorsement from the Fraternal Order of Police, which is the police union, the national union. They stood together. He was flanked by many of these officers, all a bunch of white men, to be clear. And he said out of his own mouth, I understand what this endorsement means. I know that I am to be an advocate and the voice for law enforcement. So why in the world would he ever go into the grand jury proceedings and try to protect Breonna? He was there to do the job that he said publicly and loudly that he knows he was responsible for, which is to make sure that these officers were able to get off. And so, again, elections do matter. And when everybody's so caught up in the Trump Biden conversation and looking at the presidential piece, but there are other important issues down the ballot and other candidates that are running for office. So if you don't show up to the polls because you're protesting the president, you're protesting yourself because you're going to miss out on the opportunity to vote for the senators and congressional members and other people who are down the ticket. You have to go to the polls and do not wait. Go early, go early. Why is it important to go early? Well, we saw what happened in Virginia. The cord was supposedly cut by accident, and therefore on the last day of voter registration, they couldn't register any more people because the system was down. Nobody would work this hard to take away your right to vote if it did not count and it did not matter. Nobody. When have you ever seen people trying to steal things that don't have value?
Right.
Your vote obviously has great value, and that's why it's important that these families, while they're all fighting for justice for their loved one, Breonna is gone, and there's nothing that we can do to bring her back. But what we can do is ensure that there are no more Breonna Taylors, and that the community that Breonna comes from is held in a way where they feel uplifted. And one of those ways is for us to participate in the political process. So Saturday, 2 o'clock. Is at Columbus Circle, 62nd Street, and Columbus Circle, that is right across from the Trump International Hotel. Saturday, 2 p.m. Be there, be early, be with us, and wear your walking shoes, because I'm sure folks will break off to go and march after the rally is over.
Tamika, I love the name of your organization, Until Freedom, and you said something just now and it made me think. Do you think we'll ever get to a point where we won't have any more Breonna Taylors, where we won't have any more George Floyd? Do you think we'll ever truly get to that point?
So I don't know that we will get to the point, I'm about to say Lennar, because you know that's what I call you.
That's fine.
I don't think we're going to get to the point where there'll never be another, but we will get to the point where someone will be held accountable and won't have to go through all of what Tamika Palmer and her family are dealing with right now. That's all we want. We're saying that we know things will happen. You can't get rid of racism because it's ingrained in this country's culture. It is what it is. But what we can do is be in a society that when we are harmed, that there are consequences for that, and that we're not treated as second-class citizens.
Well, thank you guys for calling and checking in. We appreciate it. And you can give us updates. You can call anytime you want to give us updates and tell us what's going on. We'd love it to hear it from you, then the press.
Yeah,
And we love you so much, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, Tamika and Bianca, I am praying for you and your whole family. I want you all to get the healing you deserve, and I want you to know that it's perfectly okay to feel whatever it is that you're feeling. And I'm really sorry y'all had to endure that trauma.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys. See you later. Thank you, Tamika.
Peace, Queen.
Love y'all. See y'all.
All right, peace. Love you. Can you dig it? We can dig it.
Why are you singing, man? Morning,
Can
everybody.
you
It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club.
I'm letting y'all know right now, though. That beige bastard DJ NV going in at 9 o'clock.
Shut up, man.
That boy is going in. You hear me? That mix is phenomenal this morning.
Let's get to
the mix. I thought he was.
He thought I was dancing. Look at it. He just look at it. Look at him. He's weird fantasies.
Just talk about something else.
You guys are kinky, man. It's not Freaky Friday. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk.
Yes,
Claudia.
it is.
Let's talk Claudia Jordan.
Listen up.
It's just in. All the gossip. The Rumor Report. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
All right. Claudia Jordan says that Donald Trump tried to kiss her twice. You know, she worked with Donald Trump. She was on Celebrity Apprentice, so she knows him and the family. She was in seasons 2 and 6. And here's what she had to say about Donald Trump's family.
The year leading up to the show, he was trying it a little bit, you know. He tried to kiss me one time. Was it once? Twice. And I had to remind him that he was married. That I was like, you are not putting that tongue in my mouth. This is not going to happen. Absolutely not.
He was married to Melania, right?
I mean, everyone knows he cheated.
All right. And then here's what she had to say about Donald Trump's family and about the kids.
I think Tiffany is the most neglected of all the daughters. I kind of feel like he doesn't give her as much attention now, a little bit more.
Do you think that he favors Ivanka over all the children?
He favors Ivanka over his own wife. He has more or less the eye. Like, he loves Ivanka. I think he's okay with Trump Jr. and Eric is just like whatever. But he's the ugliest. So I think Trump judges people by looks, weight. He made comments to me when I was doing Celebrity Apprentice. Like, I know he values people based on those type of things.
I have to talk to Claudia about giving that kind of information away. Like, Trump is the president. Steve Murder could have made some money off that. Like, you can't just be giving those stories away like that, Steve Murder.
Well, she was on Behind the Velvet Rope with David Yontef. So, you know, Claudia doesn't hold back.
She definitely does.
So when people talk to her about things, she just answers the questions. That's what's great about her.
But let's get paid for it, Claudia. Still can, though. Never too late.
I mean, Claudia has her own platform, too, on Fox Soul.
Absolutely.
So she could tell and I'm sure she tells a lot of her stories on there as well.
Yeah, but my point is, all these other people are making so much money off writing books on the president. Why can't Claudia Jordan? You know,
she could still write you mean a whole book on it?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Get the money.
Why don't y'all talk behind the scenes?
I know. I'm a text.
You know, makes no sense. You got to talk like this. Talk behind the scenes. Hello.
All right, now let's talk about Diddy. Diddy is starting his own party, and Charlamagne sat down with him to do an in-depth interview about what this black party is going to be about. So here's what Diddy has to say about it.
I'm launching one of the boldest movements that I've ever launched. It's called Our Black Party.
Okay.
It's time for us to have our own black political party. Because right now, if you look at the debates, we're not even a part of the conversation.
Not at all.
We don't have any political power. We don't have any political leverage. And so we started Our Black Party with some young, fearless black activists, elected officials, and I've stepped up and put the money behind it.
Yeah, man, drop on the clues bonds for Our Black Party. Remember a couple months ago we had the good brother Wes Bellamy, and we had Candace Hollingsworth on. She's the mayor of Hyattsville, if I'm not mistaken, and they launched Our Black Party. So it's good to see Diddy, getting behind them to empower them.
Okay.
Now here's what Diddy had to say about the goal of this black party.
So what's the goal for Our Black Party?
Our Black Party's number one goal is to unify behind a black agenda. You could be a part of the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, you could be an independent, but if you black, you wasn't born Republican, you wasn't born Democrat, you wasn't born independent, you was born black. And we have to seize our political power.
That's right, and we should vote our interest. We don't have to be part of any one particular party. We can just go vote in blocks and vote for whoever is, willing to play ball with us, basically.
All right, now he also talked about his whole holding the vote hostage If you recall, he was telling people to hold their vote hostage.
Let's be clear on that. You're not standing behind your decision to hold your vote anymore. You want people to go out there and vote.
It would be irresponsible of me to have us hold our vote hostage. But it would also be irresponsible of me to just let this moment go by. The world is watching, and not do everything I can to make sure that going forth that we're a part of the narrative, that we own our politics.
Dropping a clue buzz for Diddy.
Shout out to Diddy.
It's a great conversation. You can check it out on Revolt TV's YouTube page. Also, I don't care if you're Diddy, Ice Cube, Tamika, who works at the post office, Donnell, who delivers packages for Amazon. Every single one of y'all have the right to demand something for your vote, period. And don't let nobody tell you different. But if you don't vote, you lose your right to complain. Okay? So if you want to continue to complain, vote.
All right, well, that is your rumor report.
All right. Shalabang!
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. You don't have to start respecting
I
me.
really like that mix that you're doing at 9 o'clock. I can't wait till people hear it. I'm not going to lie. I was in here getting it. Wasn't I, Drum? Tell the truth, Drum.
He was busting it down here.
Ooh.
You liked it. Look at John.
When I hit that Tootsie Roll, when I went to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the front, to the front, to the back, to the back, then I started sliding, you was like, ah!
His knees definitely cracked a couple times.
His knees cracked. All right. Well, what are you giving that donkey to besides drama?
Well, since we taking it to Florida, might as well take it to Florida. A young woman named Katiana Jordan needs to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with her, please.
All right. We'll get into it next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Well, donkey today for Friday, October 16th goes to a 46-year-old Florida woman named Katanya Jordan. No relation to Michael. Now, what does your Uncle Shala always tell you? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida. Katiana Jordan, no relation to Michael, is the latest example of one. Now, we talk about toxic masculinity and the fragile male ego all the time, and how that fragile male ego can never handle rejection. Well, what about the toxic feminine and the fragile female ego and how women handle rejection? We don't discuss that enough. Today's story gives us that opportunity. See, Katiana Jordan, no relation to Michael, does not understand what no means. N-O, period, is a full stop. Okay, there's nothing else to discuss after you're told no. Well, not in Florida. See, 46-year-old Katiana Jordan, no relation to Michael, has a 69-year-old boyfriend. That number 69 is very important to this story because according to Katiana, her boyfriend is 69, but he owes her one. In fact, he owes her the whole 68. Matter of fact, I take that back. He doesn't owe her anything because he is not a sex slave. Okay, that is at Katiana's beck and call. He has the right to say no, and that's exactly what he did when Katiana Jordan, no relation to Michael, thought she had a open court slam dunk. Now, according to the affidavit from the Smoking Gun, her boyfriend, 69 years old, claimed that him and Katiana had been arguing about her smoking crack. Florida, ladies and gentlemen, Florida. Just remember that context. So they arguing about her smoking crack, right? And I'm tired, he's sick and tired of her smoking dope in his place of residence. She got the whole place smelling like fried cocaine, and he's sick of it. Well, Katiana wasn't trying to hear it because she was too busy trying to get him to perform. Cunnilingus. Fellatio. Yes, this crack-smoking creature wanted her carpet munched. She was trying to force this 69-year-old man to muff dive off a cliff. Now, I don't know about y'all. Call me judgmental, call me elitist, but I know my worth, and I am not trying to put my face in nobody's panty hamper after they've been smoking crack. Okay, if you smoke crack and then ask me to taste your Tuna Taco Supreme, I am going to say no. I am going to tell you to keep those meat curtains closed. I do not have an appetite at this current time. Well, Katiana Jordan, no relation to Michael, decided to live up to her last name and take it personal. And we all know when Michael Jordan took something personal, he had an undeniable will to win. So Katiana immediately, like Michael, demanded more from her teammate. Her teammate was not giving her what she needed, so she did what Michael Jordan did to Steve Kerr in practice and attacked him. Yes, after demanding that he has a box lunch at the Y and being denied, she attacked him, started hitting and scratching him, giving him several small lacerations, which seemed to have been caused by fingernails, all because he didn't want to drink from the furry cup. Now, should a man be attacked simply because he doesn't want to eat sushi off the barbershop floor? I didn't feel like going downstairs for breakfast. Hell, I don't feel like going downstairs for lunch and dinner either. And if I don't feel like kissing between the hips, I shouldn't be judged for it. Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday, and Lick-fil-A is closed whenever I say it is. Now, Katiana is right where she needs to be. Jail. charged with domestic battery and grand theft for stealing the man's cell phone because she took his phone right before she ran out of the house before the police was coming. I can't believe Katiana Jordan attacked this man all because he wouldn't lip sync to the Fish Fuel jukebox. Please give Katiana Jordan no relation to Michael the Sweet Sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yee-haw.
Now I think it's time to play a game of Guess What Race It Is! All right, let me give you your clues. Katiana Jordan from Florida went to jail because she attacked her 69-year-old boyfriend because he refused to mouth medicate her hairy paper cut. DJ Envy, guess what race she is? Black. Whoa. I don't like the way you said black. Why did you say it in that way, and why do you think she is a bar?
Katiana is, I think, an African-American name.
I ain't say Tatiana. I said Katiana.
I said Katiana.
Oh.
And, I mean, if my wife wanted me to give her fellatio and I said no, she might cut me too.
Now, you forgot the crack smoking part. Would you have it if your wife was smoking crack and then asked you to do it? Would you do it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Angela Yee. Katiana Jordan.
Yes.
40, how old is she? Katiana Jordan, 46 years old, from Florida, was smoking crack and then asked her man to perform the sip from the Slurpee coconut. And she said, and he said no, and then he attacked her. Guess what race she is?
I would say African American.
Damn. I need to know why y'all so quick to stay black in this story. Why?
Well, I would say as a black woman, I always tell people that you have to respect it and you have to lick it before you stick it. And so I'm sure my sisters agree.
She was smoking crack. You can't expect me to put my lips on your furry coconut after you've been smoking crack.
I'm sure his mouth has been way worse places.
Wow.
How much crack? Was it just a little crack? Like the president had a little Rona, which is like a little crack?
Oh, man.
Get my crack while I smoke this crack.
There you go.
DJ Envy. Angela Yee. You know what rhymes with crack?
Black.
I'm not telling y'all if y'all right or not. Don't even worry about it. Take it back.
We right.
There you go, you're right. I don't even want to play no more. I shouldn't even have did this. Should have just left it up to the imagination, man. I don't even like how y'all guessed this so fast and so quick.
Clues gave it away. Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you. See, if you'd have said meth, then I would say I wouldn't. It would have tripped me up a little bit.
Both of y'all are wrong, though.
No, we're not.
Yes, y'all are.
What are they?
The difference, and I need y'all to know that. Okay?
Oh, my goodness. All right. When we come back, the Gangster Chronicle podcast.
Oh, yes.
Hosted by MC8, James McDonald, and Steele. They'll be joining us.
That's right.
We'll talk to them.
The new podcast on the Black Effect Podcast Network that launched yesterday. Because I feel like the West Coast is so underrepresented when it comes to hip-hop podcasts, but the Gangster Chronicles have been filling that void for a while.
All right. So we'll talk to them when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some brothers on the line right now.
Yes.
We got MC8, we got James McDonald, and we got Steele of the Gangster Chronicles podcast. Welcome, fellas.
What's cracking, man? Good luck. Hey.
Now, you know, I'm excited about all the podcasts that we launching on the Black Effect Podcast Network, but this podcast I was already a fan of, man. My man Glasses from Lone, he put me on to them, and I've been hooked ever since, and it's a blessing to partner with them, and now they've added the legendary MC8 to the mix. Mob James, my guy, Steele, salute to y'all, brothers. Thank you for the partnership. And tell them folks, what is the Gangster Chronicles podcast?
Man, the Gangster Chronicles podcast, man, pretty much just sheds light on everything that's in the streets, man. You know, from gangsters, ballers, D-boys, crooked cops, bank robbers. We don't have some everybody on the show, but it's not to sensationalize crime or anything like that. It's just to show how people can easily fall into that lifestyle. So it's more of an educational thing.
Absolutely.
What's the craziest story that you guys have heard, you know, doing this? Something that you was like, wow, I can't believe we actually spoke to this individual and what he did.
James, you got that?
I ain't heard too many wild stories like that. I think everybody was like, my story was like a wow, but I don't think we ever had a story that we just like, oh my God, these dudes. I mean, Norm, what you think?
Well, you got to remember, James don't have.
What I get from it is basically, you know, we just try to focus on, try to ask those questions that people might be curious about, knowing what we've been through in this type of situation.
You know, Aid, I feel like it's an easy transition for you just because of your storytelling abilities. You know, you've been telling us your Gangster Chronicles on wax forever.
I mean, you know, that was my thing. Like I tell people, you know, when I started making records, man, it was basically just to shed the light on situations that I've seen growing up. You know, me and James been in similar situations as far as being a part of gangs or whatever. So, you know, me making records was always that aspect, not to glorify the gangster lifestyle, but basically show you the pitfalls and the consequences of being in it. So being from the streets, being from Compton and seeing hands-on, you know, it was a no-brainer.
You know, we don't know when you start dealing with somebody, man, you get to know the person. You don't look at the blood and Crip thing of it, that aspect. And man, I'm glad you're on the team. I'm glad you're on the team.
That's good though, right? It's good that Bloods and Crips can work together, right?
It shows maturity to me. I associate with a lot of Bloods. Me and Quick is Cool is a fan today. I deal with a lot of Bloods in the industry. And it's just a beautiful thing when you can come together and put aside the differences.
Now, Mob, you know, your movie, your story should definitely be a movie. You were the muscle in Death Row, right?
Yeah. I was the beginning. I was the guy that brought all the homeboys to Suge. I gave him what he needed, and in a sense, I kind of regret it, but. I mean, we was having fun at that time, and we was getting paid for beating up people, so it was fun.
Why you regret it?
You know what I'm saying?
Why you regret it?
Well, this is my brother right here. I had to bring him on here with me. I lost my brother behind it, and you know, I think if I wouldn't have brought him to the situation, he'd still be here.
Right.
But unfortunate, you know. We lost a lot of people dealing with Death Row, and he was one of them. So, you know, it had its ups and downs.
And what's your relationship with Suge now? Or do y'all still speak or not at all?
Well, him being in jail, it ain't like I can call him direct, but you know, I shot him some money once. Only on the fact that when I got out of prison, he looked out for me. He came straight to me and looked out for me. So just on that tip, I felt that, you know, I know what it's like being in prison, so I sent him some money.
Gotcha.
And, you know, I really don't have anything to say to Suge or about him. It's been a long time, and I'm trying to, like, let that go. And if he reached out, I reached out. I holler at him, but I really don't got nothing to say to him.
Gotcha.
Do you feel like the work that you put in was properly compensated? I mean, like you said, you beat people up for Death Row. Like you hurt people for Death Row.
No, we didn't. No, not at all. We had it and then we lost it, and nobody never got that bag to where we can go and do our own thing. At the end of the day, I ain't mad because I mean he doing 28 years. Do I think 28 years was enough for all the shit that happened? Nah. I'm just trying to get over it, move on, and do my thing. I'm finally just getting over it and not celebrating my brother's birthday and feeling like I normally feel, you know, on that day. I'm just trying to move on.
Gotcha.
And you know, doing the podcast has helped me, you know, get along, helped me do that.
So the biggest question everybody, I'm sure, will have, and I know you answered it before, but this is a different platform. Were you there the night that Tupac was killed? Were you around that night since you were the muscle? You know, where were you?
I was working 662.
That was Suge Club.
Yeah, I was working 662. And my brother and some of the other homies was with Suge and them, walking with Suge and them at the fights.
Mm-hmm.
So when the car pulled up at 662, that's when everybody was alerted because I knew who they were. And I gave them the heads up on that. And it went from there. You know what I'm saying? It went from having a good time to Tupac trying to fit in. You know what I'm saying? He put himself in a situation that you had 15 other cats that was getting paid to do that. And he took it upon himself to do him, should I say.
Right. So he didn't have to go swing on dude is what you're saying.
Oh no, not at all. And you know, I say this right now today. Tupac didn't hang in Compton, so Tupac never knew who this young man was. So, you know, for one of the homies to get at him and whisper in his ear and tell him, there he go right there, was like out of line, out of character. Mm-hmm. What kind of gangster what's your fucking problem? Go get him. You know, I mean, we've been having a beef with those cats for quite a while. So it should have been on point right then and there. Let's get it. Without a Tupac being involved. And, you know, Suge allowed him to act a certain kind of way. Instead of being an artist, he let him be a gang member. He let him hang around the muscle. And he shouldn't have never did that.
All right, when we come back, we got more with the Gangsta Chronicle podcast. That is MC8, James McDonald, and Steele. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on. We are the Breakfast Club on this Friday. We're kicking it with MC8, James McDonald, and Steele from the Gangsta Chronicle podcast. Charlamagne?
It's the balance between being a real gangbanger and being a rapper in LA.
It's a hard line, man, when you cross into that field, becoming a rap artist. Because me, I was gangbanging to the fullest, and I started making records, but I never thought of the fame part of it. You know, I just wanted to make records about the neighborhood. So I still was getting into situations as if I was still a regular affiliate gangbanger, you know, but I took that on because it was more important. It was more important to me at that time to stay noticed and affiliated than to embrace the hip hop culture as far as being an artist. It can be hard at times, you know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be subject to what dudes still go through in the neighborhood situations.
How different do you think it is today than when it was back then for the younger artists?
Back in my days, we really didn't try to glorify our neighborhood, so to speak. I mean, you know, back then, you know, we put on a Raiders hat and a pair of khakis and a T-shirt, and people automatically associated us with gangbanging. I think nowadays it's commercialized a lot. You get me? And because in my days, record companies wouldn't touch you if you said you was from XYZ hood or you wore red bandanas, or we couldn't do that. You got so many dudes who claiming and representing and it's making money because they selling records, so now it's accepted. And I think that's the difference about it in today.
At what point is it okay for gangsters to start telling those old war stories?
You know what, man? I think as long as they telling their truth, it's cool. I don't think you should drag nobody else's stuff into it, though, because there's definitely could be consequences. In some cases, people can still go get locked up over it. So we kind of tend, people when they come in or off the rip, they're usually just talking about their stuff. They don't really talk. I don't think it's no time limit because some people got normal lives right now. Mm-hmm. Some people don't want their wife or whoever, their kids to know what they had cracking back in 1982 or 1979. They don't moved on. You know, some of these dudes is doing way different stuff now in life. You know what I mean?
You know, when Glasses put out that record about a couple of months ago,
Tupac Must Die,
and he got a lot of flack for it. What did you guys think about that song?
Well, I'm his manager, and he said right here in my dining room, I told him, I said, man, change the title. I even called James and James told him, he said, man, it's like you pulling the dude up out the ground and killing him again. I got the record. I think the title was a little bit over the thing, but that's Glasses. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think it was the truth, though. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the truth don't feel good. You know, the thing is, man, everybody loved Tupac music, but like James said, Pac got caught up in some fake gangbanging.
Yeah, it was beautifully painted though. He painted that. Glasses painted that story amazingly.
Yeah, I mean, it was from the perspective of the alleged killer. So I mean,
yeah. What did you think, James? What did you think, 8?
I don't know. I didn't really too much deal with Tupac because I didn't like his arrogance. I didn't like how he went from this humble cat.
Duval, and then I'm not gonna lie, DJ Envy put his foot in this mix today. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let's call Duval.
Hello.
Duval. Hey.
Yeah.
Tell him about that. Tell him about that whoop.
What about the whoop?
He talking about people in Florida didn't dance back then.
Oh no, we learned from Uncle Luke throw that, so we had to throw our to get the women.
Charlamagne was here twerking and dragging his ass on the floor.
It ain't twerking.
Said, me and Duval used to do this back in the
Remember
day.
when the
We didn't shake our ass, we shook our.
See, Charlamagne shaking his ass.
That's a goddamn lie. You remember 69 Boys when they put your hand up on your hip, you dip.
But that wasn't twerking. That
wasn't 69 Boys.
That was who was that?
It wasn't 69 Boys. They sung.
You remember 69 Boys when they put your hand up on your hip, you dip.
But that wasn't twerking. That
wasn't 69 Boys.
That was who was that?
It wasn't 69 Boys. They sung Whoop There It Is.
Whoop There It Is and Splack Pack.
Splack Pack had
Scrub the Ground.
Shake What Your Mama Gave You.
Ooh, Shake What Your Mama Gave You and Scrub the Ground.
That was 15 money. Shake What Your Mama Gave You. Splack Pack, I think, had Scrub the Ground.
Moral of the story is, men in Florida used to dance their ass off.
Yeah, but you said they twerk. You said they used to twerk.
I ain't mean it like that. I ain't mean to say twerk.
Biker shorts and used to twerk. That's what you said.
If you don't let them disrespect Florida like that.
Now, time out now. You ain't used to have on biker shorts?
All right, it's time to get off the phone.
All right, we about to get in the mix right now. You know there's no homecoming, so we go.